Dervishes Movement by Mia Wong. The Dervishes Movement was found in 1273 in Konya Ottoman Empire, which is now modern-day Turkey. Dervishes are a branch of an ascetic Sufi order, which is a sect of Islam. I will explain this more later. Their common name is the Mevlevi order, named after the Sufi poet Mevlana Jalaluddin Rumi. This movement was started by him. He's pictured there in the bottom right-hand corner. His books and poems are still very popular around the world today. And although he's not a religious figure that is worshipped in the same sense that someone like Jesus Christ is, he is regarded as a monumental spiritual figure in this movement. It's not a very common practice today and only has around 1,000 to 1,500 formal followers, most of whom reside in Turkey. The Mevlevi order first came to the United States in 1972 to perform ceremonies in public where people could gather and watch. Officially, the Mevlevi Order of America was founded in 1981. Today, there is a Dervish retreat center in New York where people can learn traditions and practices of the people and take part in their ceremonies. They are neither considered liberal nor conservative politically and are generally not politically active, as they mostly turn their attention towards being spiritual. And do they evangelize? They do not evangelize in the sense that they knock door to door to spread the word, but they do share the religion through personal connections, poetry, public ceremonies, and charitable services. So, what were these ceremonies like? Their ceremonies are called simas, and they are full of symbolism. These events combine prayer, music, meditation, and a unique practice of whirling or spinning around. Their ceremonies represent closeness with God and abandonment of ego. Whirling to them is not really considered a dance, rather, it's seen as a form of meditation. And the clothes that they wear hold a lot of symbolism during this practice. The headdress represents ego's tombstone, the white skirt represents ego's shroud, and the removing of a black cloak represents spiritual birth towards truth. When they spin, they turn counterclockwise to point their hearts towards the divine and match the orbit of the earth. And it would take me more than 5 minutes to explain the entirety of the symbols of the sima, as there are many salutes, gestures, and phrases involved in the ritual. The practice is somewhat liturgically conservative because it focuses on tradition and has a lot of attention to detail in these ceremonies. But it has evolved and changed throughout the years. And I will get into that later as well. So, what do they teach? The Mevlevi order, or dervishes, are part of a form of Sufism, which is a mystical dimension of Islam. Like many other Muslims, dervishes believe in one God, see Muhammad as God's prophet, and respect and read the Quran. What really sets them apart, however, is focusing on improving one's self-connection to God emotionally, intellectually, and physically. They teach being human means finding God through abandoning ego, selfishness, and desire for material possessions. It's believed to them that the ego creates pride, greed, jealousy, and fosters separation from God. By being less controlled by ego, one will become more aware of God's presence in their lives. And they studied the Quran and Rumi's teaching through reading, meditation, and spiritual discussions with assigned teachers. So, one fact about them is that Turkey went through a period of secularization, which subsequently closed the places where simas would take place. And this happened in 1925. By 1950, only public performances were permitted. As a result, many of the traditional contexts from before the 1920s were shortened and simplified to appease commercial audiences. Only by 1990 were all formal bans lifted. And that is all I have for today. Here are my references. Thank you so much for watching.